Don't look at the toes, though. But it's all right. Look at the toes.
No free feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Feels like a metaphor or something like
Look at the toes, but don't look at it.
Look at the toes through the flip-flops.
Any questions?
First, how you been? It's been a while. So
Yeah, it's been a
what's
while.
going on with you?
Nothing much, Bella. Just been out in OTAs. We got minicamp now, and that's what we're doing. We're just working.
At what point did the hip start to feel like you were again?
Yeah, I would say started to feel a little better, more so like in February. Yeah.
Did they ever pin down what exactly it was?
Yeah, we know exactly what it was, but I don't want to disclose any of that information.
Is there any worry that it could be recurring, something that pops back up again?
Well, I think if I can protect myself better, yeah. But outside of that, I don't think so.
What are some of the points of emphasis for exactly that? Protecting yourself better coming into next season. Are there any things that you can take in the offseason to sort of hone that down come regular season?
Yeah, for sure. Doing everything I can to stay available for the guys. Like I said before, in the past, nothing changes with that. It's knowing when is the time to give up on a play, and I would say the longevity for me to be on the field with my guys is more important than whatever that one play is. You have more quarters than there would be within just that one play that I'm trying to show the guys that I'm competitive and whatnot. And I know they know that, but it's just a nature. It's a nature thing. It just comes natural to me to compete in that sense, and that's just the thing I fight with every time.
I was gonna say too, like, is there a quantifiable way to know when to give up on a play? Like, okay, if nobody's open after X amount of seconds, or is it just a feel thing, like you case by case?
Well, I think that's why you have practice, and it starts in practice. I got to sort of shift my mindset of this isn't just practice where guys can't hit me. You got to take it into a sense where, like, if this guy's here, get the ball out, and if I'm scrambling and this guy's getting close, not to just hold on to it, knowing they can hit me if it was real football, just throw it away or run and then just stop to signify to slide, if you will. But I think it's the transition and focus of bringing that game-like feel into practice.
Tua, Alec Ingold said the chemistry this time around and work ethic this year versus last year is much better. Do you agree with that sentiment?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think there is a culture shift, and I know it. I mean, I feel it just as much as everyone that's been here since I've gotten into the league. We always hear about, culture shift. You guys have a change of this. You guys are doing this. Always optimistic, but I really do feel in my heart that this is a change of scenery for our guys in the locker room, and then it also transitions to our coaches as well, because we get opportunities to lead, and it's not as much the coaches as it is the players, I would say, this year.
Mike mentioned that this environment was helpful for you in your development, obviously. When we were talking about Zach Wilson, he said he wouldn't compare you guys as players, but how can you see that working for him, and how are you involved in helping him develop?
Yeah, I think it's working out really well for Zach. For me, I hate that, for certain practices, you guys aren't allowed to see the development that he's made and the strides that he's made as a player. I would say the same for Quinn as well, that the results out there is not an epitome of what they've done this entire offseason within OTAs and in this first day of minicamp. They've been working really hard, and they've been making really, really big jumps. And I revert to, with Zach being here, I revert to my first year with Mike when he came here. And, this is, in a way, this is kind of how it went for me a little bit. And then you just got to build trust with the guys. You got to trust what the coaches are telling you, trust what the coaches are teaching you because of previous scars that you've had. So I'm happy for those guys. Those guys are working really hard at their craft. They show up to work every day, and I'm really proud of that.
What do you think are a few keys to increase the explosive play total this year, the big game plays of 25 or more?
Well, I think the key to that is continuing to stay within the play of this offense, but, really, really honing in on when we get opportunities, not falling asleep on all right, this is how we've been doing it, and we're going to stay consistent with taking what they give us. But you got to also have that shift of mind that when we get a play where you have an opportunity to take a shot and it allows for you to take a shot, you can't miss that opportunity.
All these spring practices we've seen so far, you and Waddle have just been on fire together. How would you describe where the rapport is between you guys at this stage?
Yeah, we're continuing to grow our chemistry with one another. For the past year, for the past 2 years, it's really been me and Reek kind of getting on that same page. But if we can get Waddle, me and Waddle can get together and continue to make strides throughout these last few days of minicamp, I think it's going to lead into some pretty good things preparing us for training camp.
Go back to the culture shit. Is that something that just that you're feeling, or did you have to be even stronger verbally as a leader, like read your offense the riot act, so to speak?
Well, I think first you got to have the right guys to be able to do that with, right? And I think we have the right guys within the room, within the locker room, within the offense, and I know those guys on the defense, feel like they have their guys as well. But for me, I think what's most important is, like, I've been here for 5 years, going on 6. Like, are you not tired of what we've done these past 5 years? Like, if you are, then why aren't we doing anything about it? Like, what do we have to change? What do we have to do to correct the navigation of where we want to go? So I would say that's what it is. And you create that standard in the locker room, the guys follow, and you got to uphold it. And so you come into work knowing that they're looking to you to uphold that standard. And if you don't, you got to have brought enough guys to uphold you to that standard as well.
Tua, how have you seen that manifest itself either in the locker room or on the practice field?
Well, I think if you look at the practices, I don't know if you guys have been to a lot of our practices, even during OTAs, but for me, the past 2 years have more so been one-sided, I feel like. It's always been more so like of an offensive day. But I think you start to look at what, we're doing as a team collectively. You see special teams and whatnot. You see what our defense is doing with the plays that we have offensively. I think you can start to see and be hopeful with the kind of team that we have. Any fun questions? I mean,
What's the off-season goals for yourself? Like, what do you plan to do for the next 5 months?
work out, just work out. I'm going to take a week off, but outside of that, I'm just work out and just get some throwing in with guys, and we'll get ready for training camp.
Traveling?
Traveling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywhere
Yeah.
exotic? Or?
I wouldn't say exotic, but like a normal vacation deal, I think. Just go to the Bahamas, check it out.
I think a lot of people would call that exotic. Sound rich, man.
Is there one thing you can share with us that you'd like to spend time on specifically in the spring and summer?
Yeah.
On the field?
Yeah, I'd like to spend more time with a few guys on the field, that's for sure, so that we can get our game right to where we need it to be. And the distribution of the ball becomes more evident in games. And, we get a lot more guys involved. And I get a good feel in trusting that if this guy's not open, that I trust this guy and this guy and this guy, so.
You mentioned getting more reps per guy. Obviously, Tyreek's been dealing with injury, John Lewis's contract. How do you manage those two things as key parts of your offense?
Yeah. The thing with Reek, I mean, he can't catch, but he can sure run his routes, and we've still been getting reps that obviously aren't throws to him, but reps on air where I can still work on my footwork as he's timing out his routes and doing things of that nature. And then I've got to throw with Jonnu a couple times outside the facility, so that's how we've been working together too.
Where do you stand on the Jonnu Smith thing? Are you team A Jonnu?
Oh, 100%. That's my guy. That's my dog. And Jonnu's done really good for us. So, have nothing bad to say about him. And I love him as a person too. So, outside of the football, I think all our guys that that do what they need to do, they should get paid.
You've been on this side last offseason. How do you kind of look at it now as you're looking at Jonnu with his business situation, Jalen with this different business situation? How do
Yeah.
you look at those two issues?
Well, I look at it as the conversations are between the team and their agent, not between me and the team, if you will. But there's a lot of things that's going to happen throughout that process. And, if you really tap into listening to what your agent is going to tell you or what your agent has to say, first off, you don't really know if they're telling you the truth. Still, even if you're paying them, you don't know that. And you don't know what side they're playing. Do they want to please you? Are they telling you the truth? All of that. Are they trying to rile you up so that you say something to the team? So I would say that's one of those things where all you can do is work. You let those guys handle the business, and if it sounds right to you when it comes back, then it sounds right. If not, you continue to work through that.
We're doing something on Alec Ingold. What does he mean to this offense and to the run game specifically?
Yeah, he means a lot. He means a lot to the run game. You can see when we're not able to go in 21 what the run game looks like when Alec's not in there. But it's not even just that. It's things that Alec can do with the motion timings that we have. We like to motion guys from right to left, but he does like a nice little quick motion from the right to the left, stops and goes back, to fill the hole with the Mike backer and whatnot. There's not a lot of guys can do that. And so, with what Alec can do for our guys in the run game to present to the defense, it's a lot.
What about setting a tone with physicality? A couple of guys said he'll bring the wood on you.
No, for sure. He definitely will. That's why we call him the Hitman. That's his nickname, the Hitman.
So that culture of winning show, I think you did with Fox about Polynesian football players. What was that experience like for you?
That was a cool experience. I think what was super cool is one of the guys that I mentioned was Jonah, in the documentary, and you can see Jonah being here. But we're doing a lot more than just football. We're going to venture into baseball and whatnot. I probably shouldn't have said that, but it'll be a cool little deal, like a docu-series almost. But that whole thing was really cool to be a part of. So yeah, that was dope.
I mean, growing up watching guys like Mariota, how does it feel to you now knowing that like back in Hawaii you are somebody that kids playing football look up to? You are one of those chosen.
It's cool. I mean, you grow up seeing all these guys from Hawaii that have made it, and you always hear those guys say, even myself, when they come back to do a football camp or come back to help and give back, my hope is that one day one of you guys will make it big or make it bigger than me, and you get to come back and give back to the community and do this yourself. So, hearing that and then me having this opportunity and being able to do that to the other kids in Hawaii to give them hope, I think that's awesome.
Lieutenant Connor, what have you seen from a development standpoint in the past couple of years? Year 4 to being there this long?
Yeah, 100%. I would say this dude has made tremendous jumps this offseason, with the aspect of how we're trying to time up routes, him getting his steps right, the yak that he's transitioning to. He's just getting to understand the offense a lot better than he might have seen it previous years. And I'm very excited. I know how excited he is this year. And then obviously you've seen, he had an orange jersey today, so he must have had a really good practice last week.
How about wrapping up practice with the big ball to Malik? What did that one feel like?
That felt great. I never had much of those with Malik. So that was really, really cool to see what Malik can do with the ball. And, with him, he's also come a long way with the offense. Like, I thought he did a great job last year for us. I think he's doing a tremendous job for what we're asking him to do, playing multiple positions and knowing what to do, even in the blocking game or even in the run game with his blocking. Has anybody this offseason inspired me? And why? Players on the team, you're saying? Or I wouldn't say anyone's inspired me on this team. I would just say we've grown pretty close collectively as a group, hanging out a lot more. I mean, literally hanging out a lot, as if, my wife gets mad because we're hanging out. So no kidding. Like we hang out so much. It's like you don't see enough of them at the facility, but it's just a different deal, right? You're at work, and when you get time to relax, that's just a different type of conversation that you get to have with the guys. So I would say just the camaraderie, or as Tyreek would say, commodity, with the guys has been really good. Yep. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, brother.
Is this you too?
My phone did not overheat.
It's a good day out.
Yeah.